Hello, world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. It's your cybersecurity expert coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria. It's an awesome day today. I'm headed out, and I thought to share something with you. Yeah. Do you know that by the time I'm done, before I'm done making the statement, somebody would have gotten hacked? As in, gotten hacked. It might just be you. But come, let me show you. Because you think cybersecurity is a joke, and you think you need to be that guru to learn cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is no joke. Sure, come, let me just show you. I don't want to talk too much, so you know that it's no beans. Come. So here it is, a site that shows us the threats as it goes on right now, as it is. So this is a live cyber threat map. You can see the red lines going from America to Asia to Europe. The red lines you're seeing means malware. The yellow lines are the exploits. So as you see right now, there are over 9 million attacks going on as we speak. The top right, you see the most hit countries, then you see the most hit industries as well as you proceed down. But generally, this shows us that it's no joke. So cybersecurity is no joke. So you should learn cybersecurity, and this has proven to be very, very important. So if you know you don't want to be caught up within this, I think you need to learn cybersecurity. But anyway, that's why I'm here. Just to demystify the cybersecurity boo hee hee boo ha ha. The cybersecurity fundamental is actually the first step and the way to go. So this first session is about introduction to what cybersecurity is and common threats. So let's delve in. So by the end of this session, you should be able to define cybersecurity and explain its importance in this society which we have today. Identify and describe the CIA Triad. We should be looking at it in depthly. Then recognize common threats and their impact in today's world. Then you should be able to begin to analyze security threats using the CIA Triad. So without further ado, let's look at what cybersecurity is. So cybersecurity is the protection of internet connected systems from digital attack. It's just a fancy way of saying how do you keep yourself, your data, your systems from digital attack. Bringing it home, because in Africa we're predominantly farmers, right? So let's just take it back in the days. What used to happen? Now, back in the days, we had a system where people don't just steal from people's farms or steal the produce, right? So a farmer has a security system in place with nobody there, but with their juju. Yeah, their juju is actually what they use, right? You use their juju to keep thieves away from the farm. Now, in such a way that if somebody steals or comes to the farm to steal, a number of things can happen to the person. The person can die on the spot. The person might take that thing out of the farm, then run mad. That's go insane. Or the person might just fall asleep there on the farm until the owner of the farm comes in, right? So that system in the entirety of it is cybersecurity, but that is on another level. But bringing it home, that's what cybersecurity is. How do you protect yourself? How do you protect your stuff from being attacked digitally? So it's basically helping organizations and individuals protect their information system, their data, and network from threat and vulnerabilities. So why is cybersecurity important, if you might ask? Cybersecurity is important for a number of reasons. Cybersecurity is not a cost. It's not an IT cost. It's an insurance policy that keeps every fabric of uh, digital life or our economy this present day together. Now, important cybersecurity cannot just be overemphasized. It has its impact in your personal life, your economy, the democracy, healthcare, national security. Now, if any of these things have an issue, it's going to bring the whole fabric down, as it's going to cost the whole nation fire. Imagine someone calling you and requesting for an OTP, which is the last line of defense before someone gains access to your account. Given hacker have taken over your account or wipe out your money from it. It happens. Or the economy. Imagine when a hacker takes hold of the stock exchange of of a nation. Imagine that. Imagine when a hacker takes hold of the power. This happened recently, about a year ago, even in Europe. So it has its devastating effects, even to national security, to health. We keep hearing record of it, even in the US. It happens a lot. In Europe, it happens a lot. Right? Democracy, where hackers can meddle with election in favor of one individual. So it can be very, that's the importance of cybersecurity. We need to learn cybersecurity so we don't fall prey to anything that can shred the fabric of our present day life into pieces. So there are certain principles that guide us in cybersecurity, and these principles, we call it the CIA Triad. It's just confidentiality, ensuring your data is kept private and is meant for you and you alone. Nobody can use it other than you. Then integrity, preventing unauthorized change or modification of your details or your data, right? Imagine you keeping your phone and somebody is picking up the phone and changing the password. How now? Or somebody, you send a message to somebody and someone alter the message before it gets there. You say, guy, maybe we go chop pepper soup. And next thing the person is receiving and saying, maybe we go chop shawarma. Then there's a problem. All right. Then availability, ensuring the access when needed, ensuring your data is being accessed when needed. Whenever you need it, you just go for it and you get it, not taking a long time. Now, in addition to this principle, we have those from the Parkerian and Hexad, which includes the possession, ensuring that only authorized individual possess or control a given data, right? Then authentication, which verifying the identity of the user or the system, like you want to do certain transaction, to tell you, okay, come up with your fingerprint or your face, let's scan it, right? That's multi-factor authentication. All right, then authorization, granting or denying access to resources based on the user identity and permission. So you are not supposed to give permission to persons when they are not supposed to um, gain access to a given resources. All right, you are the owner of the account and someone else is trying to withdraw from your account. How now? Right, your account is your account and it's meant for you alone. All right, unless you give them the access to. So other principles include wrong repudiation, ensuring that a user cannot deny performing an action. Take for instance, you called somebody and the person said, you called me. You say, no, I don't call you. Hello, check your phone. And you check it and you say, yeah, sorry, I don't know. That's not repudiation, ensuring the person is held accountable. Then accountability, ensuring that the users are held responsible for their actions. So you say, yes, let me call you. I'm very, very sorry. Admit, yes. So, but in cybersecurity, it's important for accountability because it helps us carry out forensics. Or this privilege, which is granting users only the minimum level of access necessary to perform their task. Defense in depth, which includes your firewalls, your intrusion detection system, then risk management, ensuring that you have um, measures put in place so that when any danger happens, you can fall back without having a lot to lose. Common cyber threats includes malware like the virus, worm, spyware. In an earlier video, we've talked about this. The next is phishing, which is sending deceptive emails or messages to trick people and making them release personal information. Now, phishing has gone on a whole new level due to the advent of AI. So AI has made phishing more sophisticated than it is right now. All right, then next is ransomware, which is encrypting files and requesting for ransom. This is kidnapping. All right, this is what happened in the case of kidnapping, but this time around it's file napping. All right, okay, so I want to focus on phishing and make us see how can we identify phishing emails. Right, so let's start with phishing. Phishing is a fraudulent practice of sending emails or messages to people pretending to be a reputable organization or a genuine individual with the intent of deceiving the person to disclose their personal information. So long and short, guy, are you a Yahoo boy? That's what it is. So you just scam people, lying that you are Dangote's PA or you are Tedola's PA and you need so XYZ, right? So that's phishing. So how do you identify these phishing scam when you see them? Right, there are just a few. I've edited them here. So first is the poor grammar, misspelling, and unprofessional language. Next is they prompt you to do something immediately, as in urgently. You're prompted to act urgently. Then suspicious links. Hovering your mouse over the links reveal the misleading URL. So in other words, when you put your mouse over the link that you see in that mail, it will show you or give you an idea of where you are going to if you click that link. Alternatively, if you're using a mobile phone, just tap on that URL on the link. Usually, I'll show you an example. It's actually blue in color. So when you hold it down with your finger, you see the URL. So this tells you where I'll be going to when I click this link. So that's what the URL is. So that's what the URL is. Next is unofficial sender's address or phone number. So you're seeing a weird phone number, like a personal phone number, or you're seeing the email address coming from at gmail.com. So who would own a company and require you to send a message from their own personal email address? So that's another red flag. Then the next is generic greeting. They have a common way of greeting. We're going to see that shortly. Don't worry. Requesting for personal information, requesting you to put in your PIN or your password or send the OTP back, that kind of thing. So next is attachment that often so next is unsolicited attachment that often contains hidden malware. So don't even click on any link. When you see any attachments there, don't even click it because those ones are very dangerous. Very, 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 very dangerous. Right. Promotional offers that sounds too good to be true. So let's look at one of them. Just come. Let me show you. Look at this. Now, look at the from. Like I said, look at it's coming from somebody's personal email address. It's not a company email address. And mind you, this mail is telling me to confirm a purchase, which means it's from a company. So if it's coming from a company, why should you be sending me an email from your personal email address? So you can see that at gmail.com, which is wrong. It's supposed to be at the company. Whatever the company is. The next two, look at it too. Who is it coming to? Of course, it's coming to me, but most time they fall prey of adding long chain of people. So you see a long thread of individuals that are being sent alongside with you. Um, then next, look at the subject. Confirm purchase. Confirm. Did you buy anything? Okay, if you bought something, where's the tracking ID? Right? Those are part of the things you're supposed to ask. And that funny thing, look at the time. How can you send me time? I look at time. You send me a mail and you're seeing early more at 3 a.m. How come now? As in, guy, go sleep now. So, okay, sorry about that. So, then next is hyperlink. You can see the hyperlink we'll talk about. You can see it's blue in color, right? That is an indication of a site. It's telling that there's a site there. That's why it's called a hyperlink. So when you click on it, it take you somewhere. So where is that thing going to take you to? Putting your hand or your mouse over it, or hovering your mouse over it, or putting your thumb or your finger on it, idle for some second, will show you the URL. Where am I going to if I click this thing? Now the attachment. Don't even go to the attachment. You have seen a red flag, which is the at the sender. That's the first red flag. So you just move away, right? Next, let's look at another one. Here are two mails that look like OneDrive, and OneDrive is from Microsoft. And you ask yourself a question: Come, is this thing really Microsoft? or not. Let's look at it together. You can see it's coming from Microsoft. You see the legit one, Microsoft. Yeah, look at the other one, OneDrive. You might get confused and say, okay, so in case you're lost, but look at the sender very closely. You see that the phishing mail doesn't even look like a real Microsoft email. So that should be your red flag. But let's go down. Let's see the URL. When you go down, you see the URL. Put your mouse over it or your thumb over it. You would see that what you're looking at on the screen, what you're seeing there is where you're going to. So that one will give you the final red flag. In short, the URL is the next flag, is the next red flag. So when you look at the from, look at the URL, and then you're good to go. Look at this, PayPal. Notice at paypal.com, you can see paypal.com. Look at everything. You can see the case ID telling us that they want to start a case with us because there's a login attempt and that was blocked. And of course, for many companies that are sending you emails such as this, they are expected to send you the IP, where the IP address of the device that is trying to log into your account, then also the dates and time. But look at the other one, the phishing one. No such thing as that, no IP address, no date and time where it happened. But look at the sender. That sending address, the person that sent this, what is that? At intlimited.com. That is nothing like PayPal. So that flag, it's enough for you to delete this email. But let's say you're curious and you want to proceed. Look at the next statement. Hi, dear customer. That's wrong. Look at the first. Look at the first paragraph in the body. You can see unauthorized in capital letter. And that flag. Then look at the next. Following that, you see which in capital letter. Then look at the next paragraph. You cannot use your account at the movement. Movement, that's a problem. Are they trying to tell us that PayPal don't have professionals to draft their letters? Okay, so look at verify and look at secure in capital letters. So there's a problem. So that's a red flag enough. So what do you do when you get such mails? You don't respond to them. Secondly, you do not open any link. Don't open any link. Don't click on any link. Don't open any attachment. Report the email immediately as a phishing mail so that the right authorities can track them down or block them totally. Right? Then you delete it. That's all. That's done about phishing. So I believe you should be able to identify phishing mails going forward. So let us go into a few case studies and a few breach that happened in 2017. I'm just particular about that here because of one of the bad guys. So we're going to get there, but let's just look at it first. So the first is the HVAC breach, which happened in 2017, like I said. So the attackers targeted their network and their point of sale system and stole over 40 million credit cards. Numbers they shot, and this thing was on the dark web, was for sale there. So one, it violated confidentiality because people's data leaked. Next, it violated integrity because there was unauthorized access to people's data, but your availability remained unaffected. The next is the Equifax breach, which also happened at that time. The Equifax breach is so crazy because this company was so bad that they did not notify the public up until September. Something that happened in May, they didn't talk until September. It was really bad. So that's one of the reasons why the government slammed them with over $600 million dollar fine in settlement. Yeah. So what really happened? So there was a vulnerability in their online portal, and the attackers came in through that route, and they stole over 147 million people's data from their date of birth, their address, social security number, names, and all whatnot. Now they sold it anyway. So it was really bad because even though the patch was available, these people did not proceed to patching. They let it be as it is, and they didn't notify the public when it happened. Next, let's look at the Baba of all, which is the WannaCry. That was a ransomware, a network ransomware that affected over 230,000 computers from 150 countries around the world. It affected both the governments, businesses, hospitals, the customs. It affected a lot of industries, right? It was really terrible and was widespread. It just that network worm, which is also a ransomware, exploited the vulnerability of Windows, and it was a widespread thing. It violated availability because it locked people out, so it wasn't available to people. You cannot use it your system when you need it, or access your files when you need it. Confidentiality was also affected because people's data were at risk of being exposed, right? So I want to delve a little bit into the WannaCry because I want to make a statement at the end of that so that you see the importance of updating your software. So let's look at this WannaCry. WannaCry, being a worm, a network worm, was scanning for vulnerability in Windows network. This vulnerability found in this Windows server's message block was the Eternal Blue. This Eternal Blue was Windows server message block. That is how Windows talk to themselves. So you have one printer in an office, and you are somewhere else in another office, and the other person is in another office. So we're having three offices, and you all send something to print, and it gets to the office A, and everybody goes to office A to pick up what they printed. You see that a lot happen, like in a bank, cyber cafes. So that vulnerability in Windows was what the worm sniffed out. So we exploited that. Installed a backdoor, which is a double pulsar. That double pulsar was also created by the shadow brokers in 2017. They did that in April. So by May, they struck. So when they saw that the backdoor was created and the communication, the TCP port was open, next they did was to use buffer overflow to take control of the system. And buffer overflow is like sending a lot of requests to a system, and when the system cannot handle it, it just crashes. Like you start having headache, right? In the course of doing that, using buffer overflow, it now sends the ransomware component, which is where they take over the system. Now, the unfortunate part about it is that within the first 3 days, you have to pay $300 and recover your data or your system. If you can't, the next 7 days, you have to pay $600. And all these were in crypto. That's Bitcoin. That's where you get the Wanna crypto. The Wanna crypto, now shortened for WannaCry, came about. So why did I say this, or why did I have to tell this story? To show you the importance of these updating systems, because everybody that was affected by this WannaCry did not patch their Windows. The patch for Windows came in February. These guys learned about it in February. They created a backdoor in April. By May, they struck. So what am I trying to say in essence? If your systems need update, do not hesitate. Update it. Once you get notification of a patch, update it. Update. Once you get your mobile phone app needs updating, update it. Don't say, the data plenty. You, hey man, manage it. I never enter Wi-Fi. Well, make sure you just update, because these wares, this ransomware, these malwares are real. All right. And when they strike your system, you just hate yourself. So anyway, I believe I've not scared you, but taught you a few things today. So let's go to our interactive section and see how we're doing. So I would like to ask you this question. Can you identify phishing email right now? Can you also discuss some of the red flags we've talked about? Can you discuss it with somebody? Okay, so if that be the case, let's look at this. So with the answer you've provided, do you think you can handle this? If you cannot distinguish a legit from a phishing mail, or if you cannot tell whether this is legit or whether it's a phishing mail, then you should go back to the beginning and watch this video all over again. I'm not going to say anything about this. Just look at it. If you cannot, go back and watch it. So let's check your progress. You have to list all components of the CIA Triad. What do you call a combination of retina scan and PIN? Yes. What property ensures user is able to access data anywhere and anytime? What do we call that? What property is that? Let's assume your customer database was hacked or your school database was hacked and you're in the IT department. So to tell me what CIA principle you're going to restore first. Just tell us what CIA principle you have to restore first. Here is our homework. So let's do a short reflection. Just call a 10-year-old and explain the CIA triad to that child. Next, go through your email and identify, say, about 3 phishing emails using the red flags you've discussed earlier. And number 3, you to research a cyber attack from the past year. Tell us what happened and what CIA principle was affected. Until we see you again next session, stay safe, stay sharp, stay smart. And remember, hackers don't wear hood in the dark. They might just be eating their pepper soup with cold palm wine or maybe with yogurt. Have a nice day.